Hey everyone, welcome back to my next video. We're going to do Aquarius placements for Mercury, Uranus, Venus, etc. So welcome in if you're new. Glad to have you. If you're coming back, glad to have you back. And let's get into the next video. Only elevate, never let them break, never let them break, yeah. Never let them take, yeah. Never let them break, never let them break, yeah. So for our Mercury and Aquarius. So Aquarius and Mercury. Now let me start by saying again, Mercury represents intellect and communication. So Aquarius already represents that, like just being an Aquarius. They're all about intellect. They're all about rationalization, logic, and communication. They're the sign. They're the most communicative. Scratch that. They're an air sign. Now, air signs are really good overall with communication. Gemini is the most communicative sign, but Aquarius is right along that arena. So in Mercury, this sign does wonderful. So they're very intellectual in this placement. They're very rational. They're very good with people because of that. They have a great judgment when it comes to observing the human nature and how people react. Sometimes they will do things just to get a reaction, just to see if I do A, what will happen, or to know for future reference, if I do A, B will happen in the sense of human nature. So yeah, they're very intellectual. They love to talk about philosophy. They like to talk about human nature, and they enjoy conversations in that sense, and metaphysics, science, things of that sort. They can also be great at professions of science and technology. So that's for Mercury, Aquarius. Next, we have our Venus in Aquarius, and Venus has to do with love, overall, platonic or romantic. So Venus in Aquarius, Aquarius is already non-emotional and detached. So they could come off that way when it comes to love, and they are very kind though when it comes to love. They care a lot, and they're very kind to the people that they love, and they can do a lot of the times do a lot of philanthropy or charitable work. But they do, like I said, they are detached, so they despise emotional displays, big displays of emotion, or jealousy. So now these individuals, Venus and Aquarius, they're very popular, so they can attract a lot of lovers. They can attract a lot of lovers. However, they may choose to direct their energy elsewhere because it may be too much. They also may choose to have a lot more. They may also choose to have a lot of friends versus involving themselves romantically and sexually with someone because of the emotions that it brings out. Next, we have Mars in Aquarius. So Mars is how you assert yourself. Now, Aquarius is intellect, so they start mentally and then they assert themselves physically. So it has to be something that they've committed to in their mind. They process it in, and then they say, okay, there we go. I'm about to jump on that. So they do start on a mental note before they act on anything. Now, they are still people oriented in this placement, but they're also detached. So a lot of the times they could swing between being involved with people and doing projects and doing, certain things physically with others versus doing it with themselves. And also Mars has to do with sex drive. So these individuals can be emotionally detached and still sexually involved. So they do swing from that passion sexually and then back to intellect. Also with Mars and Aquarius, because they do swing from that emotion to passion And Aquarius overall as a sign does not like emotion. So they can have a hard time with committing or wanting to commit. And they may choose to involve themselves sexually with multiple people just to avoid, committing. We have Jupiter in Aquarius. So Jupiter does describe your luck and fortune. As an Aquarius, they're really good with people. So they may find a lot of the times their fortune comes through their friends or just networking. They're successful in professions that deals with the public. So that could be TV. They also are good with science and technology, space, things of that sort. NASA, maybe working for NASA. And they are strong on having a purpose. So when it comes to money, because Jupiter also plays a part in your finances, they get bored when things are all about the money. So they're not like a Capricorn or, other signs that love money. They rather have a purpose, and they get bored when things just revolve around the money versus the purpose that it brings. These individuals, they may become very popular. They can find a lot of luck in that, and being on TV, they may become famous. They have a great intuition and a strong idealism. And they're the luckiest when it comes to the sun being in Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. So any air sign, if it's in that sign as a sun, they'll have a lot of luck. So that's for Jupiter. So next up is Aquarius and Saturn. Saturn deals with your discipline and the way that you commit to things. So as this placement, these individuals, they are very good with people still. But in leadership positions, they can be aggressive in this placement. But because they're good with people, they do have tact, so they know how to talk to people. Versus a Saturn in Capricorn, those individuals may be more dictator-like, so people may not be able to handle those types of placements. Versus an Aquarius and Saturn, they know how to come across and be people person, so they're able to lead with tact as well as aggress and get things done and be aggressive. These individuals do need freedom, so they can sometimes have a lonely life. In life, throughout their lives, they may go through a lot of challenges, and it helps them to be more wise and to gain more intellect and that sort. They can also be humorous and witty in this position. Next is Uranus for our Aquarius. And Uranus does deal with individuality. These individuals can be quite the genius. So they're very inventive. They like to invent and be innovative. And they're very advanced because they have unique minds. So they're very advanced. These individuals, they use their minds in totality. So they believe in freedom of thought, all about thinking of things of their own, believing things on how they believe things, because Aquarius is already a rebellious sign, and they hold a lot of ego in their opinions and their thoughts. So when you disagree with them, they may, take that offensive. But as a Uranus and Aquarius, they're so gung-ho and strong on having the freedom of thought. So for Neptune and Aquarius, you have to be born between 1998 and 2012 to have this placement. These individuals are all about bringing a better future for humanity. They bring better social justice. They bring a better welfare for the less fortunate, people who are struggling. They set up a better system for humanity for the future. So it's also said for this placement to be, as a Neptune and Aquarius, the flame of consciousness. Being that they're bringing better for the future, they're discovering new things as well, things that you would have never thought existed, would be discovered from these individuals to help as well build for the future. So that's pretty much it for them. And lastly would be Pluto. But Pluto, we haven't reached Pluto yet in Aquarius. We're still actually in Capricorn. And it ends in 2024. So we'll still be in that placement for Capricorn Pluto until then. And then we'll be into, in 4 more years, we'll be into our Aquarius Pluto. And that'll also probably be more so the start of the age of Aquarius. So right now we're still kind of transitioning out of the age of Pisces. So no Pluto in Aquarius. So that completes all of the placements for Aquarius. Let me know what you think if you have any comments below. And I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned. I'm going to have Pisces next. So you guys have a great night, great day. Stay safe, stay blessed.